Be the weekly reading for Virgo. And I will go ahead and say that if you are interested in a personal reading, in my personal readings, I'll be able to let you know what is blocking you from love, money. I'll be able to give you some messages from spirit as far as what you need to do, just different guided steps. So, with that, and I'll include my contact information in the description of the video. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And the first card that I have is the Fire, the centering card. And I will say there's a lot of physical energy in this reading. I actually had pulled some other cards for this particular reading, but I had a deck of cards that I was having a little bit of trouble with. So I had actually put them away and pulled new cards because I've kind of been struggling with my readings this week because I was trying to use a different deck than I usually use. The same messages came out. So with these cards too. So these were definitely messages that definitely needed to come through. So basically the message that I'm getting with the centering is this is all about physical energy. This is about the physical world. Now fire is the same as wands, okay? So this is activity, and this is activity in the spiritual realm, but this is actually grounding that energy. This is grounding love. This is grounding acceptance. Whatever you believe to be true, this is grounding in the physical realm. Okay, this is not just your feelings or your intuition. This is actually applying them to your everyday life. So that's more like an application card. So whatever type of spiritual guidance that you're getting, do be sure and apply that to your physical world. To clarify that card, we have the broken heart. There is a lot of sadness and grief in this reading, Virgo. And this can actually be, a broken heart over a love interest or a family member. But like I said, there's a lot of grief right now. The message that's coming through from Spirit is to be sure and apply all of the spiritual guidance. Apply the spiritual guidance you've gotten from my videos. Be your authentic self and do realize that whatever's happening is being divinely guided and that you did plan this before you even incarnated here. You and your spirit, your soul family. So basically everything that's happening right now is being divinely guided and everyone is playing their parts. So do keep the proper perspective right now. That message has came through, and that's part of that centering too. And don't take anything personally. That's the other message. We have the Crone Resurrection card. And basically the message that I'm getting with this is this is the comeback card. Okay, so you have been through some things, but you're going to bounce back from them and you're going to be stronger than ever because you're going to take the lessons that you've learned and you're going to apply them. Because we do have the Death card twice. So what I'm getting here is that some things had to die. They had to in order for you to have experienced new things. Now I am... with the grief cards that I'm getting in this deck, this could actually be an actual death. You could have experienced death and the loss of a loved one. And the message that's coming through with that is to really understand that the soul never dies. The physical form does die, but the actual soul does not die. The soul continues on. It returns to source energy, which is pure unconditional love. And it stays there until it incarnates into a new body. So if you are experiencing grief right now because of the death of a loved one, understand that they're always with you. That message has came through too. And that could be this resurrection as well. They do incarnate into a new form. I know it's easier said than done when you're actually going through it. But a lot of times to understand the condition of the dead makes it a little bit easier. This is that passion. This is that fire card. Once again, this is a resurrection. So I am feeling like this message is for somebody. Somebody's lost a loved one. And with these cards, it could have very well have been a child. But understand, like I said, everything happens for a reason. And, we don't know what that reason is. I mean, this could actually be, like I said, a broken heart from a love affair that has not worked out. And that is going to come back around again. You're going to resurrect from the ashes, like the phoenix, and be stronger than ever. And if this person does not return to you, then something better will. That message came through too, because we have the death card. And so, like I said, this could be the death of a relationship. And you could be absolutely destroyed right now with that. But understand that you cannot lose what is for you. And a lot of times we have to let something go or let somebody go. Let them go out and have other experiences and realize how much they miss us so that they can come back, so that we can have a fresh start. So also, if you can keep that perspective and, while they're gone, focus on yourself, but don't be in a waiting energy. Don't wait for anybody to come in and complete you and make you whole. Find some hobbies, some interests, find some things to work on you. And when they come back, you might not even want them anymore. You might have moved on. But the best way to deal with a broken heart is to really focus on you. I know when I was dealing with a broken heart, I did charity work because I thought I just need to really focus my perspective on anything other than this. So that if you guys do get back together again, you can have really interesting things to talk about. Oh, I started taking music lessons. I started taking art lessons. I performed in a play. I did all of those things. That's why I'm saying that. Because to clarify that card, we have the monster within. Internal struggle, personal challenges, wanting to improve. And you see how there's a musical instrument? So this really goes along with that. Wanting to improve yourself. Take up some interests, some hobbies. Take some classes. I actually took up violin lessons. That's really interesting. So that, when you do attract this love back into your life or somebody better, you have all kinds of interesting things to talk about. So definitely do that. And that's such a synchronicity. I was just talking about that. Community. And what I'm getting with this is that you are being universally guided. Whatever type of grief that you're going through and broken heart that you're going through, there are resources out there for you. So definitely connect to others in your community. This is about finding your soul family, your soul clan. And a lot of times they're in our lives and we don't even realize it. And they have difficult roles to play sometimes. Because the way I had it described to me is that we all, as souls, sit around with our soul family. And we discuss what kind of experiences we want to have in our next timeline or lifetime. And everyone's got a different role. So, someone who is your sister or your daughter in this particular lifetime or timeline, in the past life, they might have been your father or your grandfather. So if you look at it like that and you don't take it personally, and just know that all of these experiences are for more soul expansion and soul growth, it'll make it so much easier to deal with. To clarify that card, we have the Be Yourself. This situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. So don't front. If you're not feeling like doing something today, if you are feeling some kind of way, be sure and express that. Let others know how you're truly feeling. Don't tell people you're all right if you're not. A lot of times we feel like we're going to burden somebody else if we let them know that we're upset today, we're sad. This is how your soul family and, people who are there to help you, this is how they know that you need help. So definitely do reach out and do that by being yourself. And don't front, don't put on facades for people. because there's a lot of heavy grief and suffering in this reading this week. There really is. We have the Maiden Clarity card. You're going to receive clarity in some situations that you've been struggling with. And you're going to see what they were for. You're going to see what the lessons were and what this has taught you. And this is going to give you some comfort. And a lot of times we have the need to know. And the way I had it explained to me was that we don't need to know the process. We don't need to know how things are going to work out. We just need to have faith, and we just have to trust the process. But sometimes, if it's something that's really deep, we just want to know why this happened. And so this is letting you know that you're going to receive some type of clarity on that. To clarify that card, we have your children on earth and in heaven are happy and well cared for by God and the angels. So this is letting you know if you've been concerned about your children, if you've been concerned, if you have lost a loved one, they are being cared for, as far as, like I said, they've returned to that love source energy, that divine source. And you can replace this God with universe or source or spirit. But they are being cared for, your children on earth, and if you have lost a child that has returned, their physical form has died, they are being cared for and they are all right. That is your message, and maybe that is the clarity that you needed to hear today. That message has came through. We have the Three of C's, compassion. And so this is all about have compassion for yourself and forgive yourself for whatever's happened. And like I said, whether it's a relationship that went sour or it is the loss of a loved one, have compassion for yourself and really take the time to really grieve and really cry. Let yourself really feel and really get over it. I mean, it's you're not ever going to completely get over this, but give yourself time. Take time off from work. But the other message that's coming through is don't sit around and feel sorry for yourself. Do definitely get out and meet some people. Maybe a support group. That's came through with this, a support group of some kind. Do find some hobbies, some interests, some things. Maybe there's something you've always wanted to do. I know after my divorce, I took violin lessons and singing lessons, and I got a part in a play, because when I was raising my kids, I spent so much time doing these things for them. And there were never any resources or enough time for me to do these. So I really spent a lot of time really trying to do things that I loved. That message came through. So with that compassion card, we have let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So that was what I was talking about here. Reach out to others. If you do need help, if you are feeling down, be sure and reach out to other people. And don't just tell people you're all right if you're not all right. That message just came through, and that is part of this being authentic. And there is power in asking for help. That is knowing your needs, expressing your needs, and being sensitive to them. Expectation. And when I had pulled the other cards, there were a lot of cards pointing to pregnancy. And when I got this card, I kind of felt the same way, like somebody's expecting a child. So if you are thinking that you're pregnant, this is your sign that you are. Official person. This can be, This can be somebody from the courts. This can be, you know, anybody in a uniform, basically. And so I do feel like you are going to, like I said, this has got something to do with that clarity. This has got something to do with the clarity. I mean, that could be a doctor. That could be a doctor telling you that you are expecting a baby. I mean, there's a lot of birth and death in this. You know, so like I said, a lot of times there is death. So that and you got 2 death cards, 2 of them. A lot of times there's death so that something new can come in. Okay, and the something new could possibly be a new baby. Because somebody's expecting a new baby. I mean, these cards here are just screaming that for me right now. So understand, your children here on earth and in heaven are happy and well cared for by God or the universe, source energy, and the angels. So if you have been trying to get pregnant, understand there is a baby on the way. If you have experienced grief or loss, you are being divinely supported. Definitely seek out support for that. Whether it be friends or support group. I mean, there's multiple things going on here. Take what resonates. Like I said, it definitely could be the end of a relationship. Somebody's expecting a baby. Somebody's possibly lost somebody that they love. But the messages that are coming through from Spirit is that always, no matter what, always be yourself. This situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. So this is the main message that's coming through right now. And this is the rebirth card. So we have lots of death and rebirth. So we are approaching a new cycle. There's a full moon coming in Friday. And you see how there's a moon in this. I think there were several moons. Actually, there was another moon. So there will be some new cycles starting with this new moon Friday. So definitely look forward to that. Definitely get out and do, you know, your full moon ritual. Release whatever it is that you want to release. And write down whatever it is you want to manifest and tuck it away. Because it's the perfect time for that. You know, and this could also be not just a new baby, but fertility of new ideas. Something new coming in, and it means that you're fertile, means that you're ready. Well, this is your weekly reading, Virgo, and I will include in the contact information of the video, or in the description of the video, my contact information if you would like to have a personal reading. You can do that through PayPal or Cash App, and they are $30 right now. Thank you for watching.